So today I'm here to share with you my story of how life took us out of grace to grass.
Devance Empire.
Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing fine and God has taken good care of you. As you all see, I am happy and glad to wake up today. The time I'm shooting this video right now is exactly 6:45 a.m. in the morning. I've just woken up feeling energized and I'm yet to leave the house to go hustle. But before I decided to shoot this video, I had this content running in my mind all through the night, and I said the first thing I'll do when I wake up in the morning, I will have to shoot it for you so I can share it with you. So today I'm here to share with you my story of how life took us out of grace to grass, and I hope you like this video. It's a story about my life, and as you all know, I love sharing with you the story about my past and future plans and everything that happens around my life. Now, maybe you could be asking yourself questions. Why do I love sharing stories about myself, and most particularly the sad ones or the ones that bring tears in your eyes? But I'm here to tell you that sometimes we do the things we do just to give hope to people listening to us. In the world we live in today, it's full of negative energy. People hate on each other, people fight at each other without showing it. At the end of the day, what people need right now is comfort, somebody to console their souls, somebody to console their minds. People are going through a lot, but whenever they find a place where they can lean on, then they feel motivated to continue and not to give up. There was a time in my life when everything I ever wanted to have, I always had it. Anytime I asked for it, I got it. Whatever kind of thing I wanted, I always had it. Why? Because I had both parents, a father and a mother. There is nothing as good in this world like having your parents. Then one day, 2 years later after birth, things just happened. Things that I sit down today and ask myself, why did they happen? But I do not have the answers. My father slept, and this night when he went to sleep, I was with him in his room. This was just a few days after the burial of his own father, who happens to be my grandfather. So I was with my father in our house, and our mothers, I say our mothers because my father was a polygamous man, married to 4 wives. So our mothers were back at home in the up country, and here I was in town together with my other siblings and my dad and our house help. And we went to sleep with my father in his bedroom, and the following day he never woke up. I remember being told our maid by then, our house help by then, went to knock at his door to ask for money to go buy breakfast as usual. But this day she knocked and knocked and knocked, but there was no response. So she decided to open the door, and to her shock, she noticed my father was sleeping on his bed, tears rolling down his eyes because he was sleeping facing upwards. Tears were rolling down his eyes, they dried on his eyes. Then one hand he was holding a torch. A torch is a spotlight torch. And then the other hand he held me on top of him because I was still a small baby. So he held me and he wasn't breathing. So this lady, she tensed and got scared and went and shared the information with another uncle together with other people who were close, who were staying close by. And when they came, they noticed he was dead. And that was a big or major setback to us as a family. He was the only breadwinner by then. He was the only person who was working in our family, providing for all his wives together with all his children, as well as other people who he was also helping, including his brothers, together with some of village mates. After the burial of my father, we had to transfer from town back to the village. Now, we used to stay in Kisii County. Kisii by then was a very big town where my father used to work, but then now when he died, we could not continue paying for the house rent or house bill where he used to stay. So that meant we had to leave and go back and start a new life back at home. Now, back at Ushago or up country, we didn't have much. We didn't have much at all, because most of the time people used to stay in town. So coming back to up country was a very major setback, because our mothers were jobless by that time and they couldn't afford to take care of their own children on their own without any help. So we realized most of our mothers gave out their children for adoption, because we lost it all. Our father died. He was the only person who was working in our family, the only person who was earning good money by then, who could support our family, who could support everybody. If whatever thing you asked for, you always got it. But then, this is a new life now. We had to accept that he was no more and he will never come because he had died. And that is the way we fell from grace to grass, just to start again from nothing. It was not an easy transition for very many people. I have tried asking some of my family members how it was. My sisters, most of them have said it wasn't an easy thing, because they were used to the life of their father. You know, in my family, I'm a last born, so I am the only one who didn't spend much time with my father when he was alive. But for my other sisters and brothers who were ahead of me, they enjoyed the fatherly love from my father. So after his burial, I was separated from my sisters and brothers, and for a very, very long time, we grew up far away from one another, not being able to meet, not being able to see each other, until when we grew up and now decided to reunite with one another. And that is when we met. The first time I first saw my family again together was in the year 2003, when I left Nairobi and went to Mfangano Island, back to my up country, where I also started my education in the orphanage that was newly built by Mr. and Mrs. Mata to help people in my village, as well as the all Mfangano Island, who were going through a lot, who were suffering and had nobody to take care of them. A school that gave us hope, a school that made us know that we are human beings, a school that showed us love, a school that provided food, provided clothes, provided security, provided health, good health for us. And that is the story I wanted to share with you today, that it doesn't matter how you started, but how you ended is what is most important. It doesn't matter whether you are born in an environment where you had money, but today as we speak you have nothing. You can still rise again, because if I was supposed to stick on the pains of the world, the things we went through without our parents, things the world made us go through, if I was supposed to stick on that memory, then I wouldn't be able to go forward, because at many times while growing up I felt suicidal. Most of the times I wanted to commit suicide because I wasn't happy with the life I was living. I was going through a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of bitter words that I received made me get discouraged, until I felt like maybe my coming to this world was a curse. People were not happy about it. I kept on asking God whether my birth was a mistake, because I was tired of suffering. I was humiliated, I suffered, I received words I wasn't supposed to receive, especially at my age. But today, things have changed. At least today, I can afford a smile without forcing it, without faking it. God is truly real. And until next time, this is Devance Empire. End of discussion.
Devance Empire. Devance Empire.
Tunawaletea habari moto moto. Songea karibu tukupashe.
Devance Empire.
Tunakupa unachotaka wewe. Tunakupenda sana wewe.
Devance Empire.
Tuko hapa kwa ajili yako.